Hi, I'm Dr. Zano. If you're watching this video right now, your doctor is a part of a complete network that's allowing you to get the information necessary to change your entire life for not only you but your entire family. If we weren't teaching you the principles in education in order to change your life through health principles, then we would not be doing our job. And through the workshops at the offices, through the videos you'll be seeing here, we'll give you all the tools necessary to take control of your most important asset, which is your health. Many of you out there watching this, you made a total, amazing, huge commitment to your health. And now what's it mean to be committed? Making the decision to start taking care of your health and chiropractic care, that's not going to change things. That's great intent, and I appreciate the intent. Paying the money to take care of you and your entire family is great intent, but still the money's not going to correct that spine in your health. So the thing we got to watch out for, we got to be focused on these next three areas. The number one thing we're going to start with is your adjustments. Your adjustments, we say 3 times a week in the beginning. That's what you're probably doing right now, but that's the minimum. Really, it could be done daily in the beginning to just get you out of this crisis phase, but 3 is the most realistic, and studies show that. If you miss one adjustment, are you moving towards a healthy posture, or are you moving away from a healthy posture? You're moving away. And we cannot break that sequence, especially in the beginning, until you're stabilized. Number 2 thing we're going to look at is your home rehab. Listen, you have to do your home rehab. Every time you're doing the home rehab, number one, the adjustment unlocked the spine, it's removing the subluxation, but now your home rehab, it's molding the ligaments, the muscles, the tendons. It's helping you hold that adjustment a lot longer, and that's absolutely necessary to be doing daily, twice a day, in order to get the results you want. And don't think of it as rehab or exercise. You got to anchor to it. Number one, when I'm doing the cervical fulcrum at home, I know I'm opening up the nervous system, that cervical curve. I know the messages from my brain are flowing through my body like a fire hose. My thyroid and my metabolism is optimizing. I could breathe better. My heart's functioning better. That's what you anchor to. More energy, breathing better, all these things. That's what I do it for. Now, I'm not just laying on this fulcrum. It's changing my life. And then the third thing we need to look at is, what are you doing during the day? Because we're getting adjusted doesn't mean you're automatically immune to the universal forces of gravity. We're going under gravity every single day, so what are you doing now? We have phones, people are texting on, you're looking down, you're on the computer, you're sleeping on the couch, so be conscious of your environment. What are you doing daily on micro-repetitive trauma? If you're a mom and you're carrying your child, let's say, a 30-pound kid on your right hip all day long, you're carrying this, so we're doing things against gravity, and those postural issues are going against what we're trying to do as well. So please be conscious. But I'm not telling you not to live and do the things you love to do. That just supports number 1 and number 2. So that's why you cannot miss an adjustment, and you cannot miss that home rehab, because we want to be able to get the correction we need in the best, most efficient amount of time, and so we can enjoy life and doing all the things we want to do the best way we could do it. When it comes to your health, who is totally responsible for your health? You are. I'm responsible for my family's health and my health. You're responsible for your health. There was a study called Death by Medicine. It was done by Gary Null, along with many other amazing medical doctors. And you got to understand, it's not your medical doctor's fault. They love you, they care for you, but it's the system. It's the philosophy of outside in, that theory that's killing people. And the reason why more people are suffering in a healthcare system is because they found when they did the study, there's 3 things that happen. Number 1, the most important thing is that the patient lost control over their health. The patient went in there, they had no responsibility over their health, or they're divvying out their responsibility to take over their most important asset to other people or other things. So number 1, we have to empower you, and you have to be in control of your health. Once again, you're going to be the doctor, because the best doctor lives inside you. Number 2 and number 3, health was being determined by pharmaceutical companies educating your doctors on take this pill, take that pill, making billions of dollars of profit. And number 3 was based off insurance companies. Insurance companies telling, this is how much we pay for, this is, what you charge. Even though this test is better for you, we don't cover that. And so a lot of times the physicians, they were gearing your health or dictating it towards what an insurance company would pay for or what they wouldn't pay for. So that's why the whole study could be solved in one thing. It's taking total responsibility of your health and your family's health. Not just responsibility, but I mean fight for it. Fight for your health. It's the most precious thing you would ever have in your life. Nothing beats it. And so don't let anybody tell you do this, or your kids need to be on that, or you cannot be meek about this. You have to be 100% on solid ground. And that's what your doctor's helping you with. The reason why we're educating you, or we have workshops, or different handouts in the office is, for one thing, to totally educate you so you're certain about what is going to be the best healthcare decisions for you and your family, and you could then be the healthcare provider with your family. And so if we base our health, which is our greatest asset, again, on how we look and how we feel, that means we don't think about our health until when we look bad or we feel bad. And unfortunately, when it comes to waiting till you look or feel bad, look at the biggest killers in our country today. Look at the heart disease and look at the cancer. 5 out of 6 people are dying from that. If you wait to feel heart disease and cancer, what's usually your first symptom? It's death, right? It's a heart attack, it's a stroke. Or when you find that cancer, you don't necessarily even feel it. Chances are they find it secondarily, and then here you have this cancer that you only have 3 months to live. So health is not how we look, how we feel. Then on top of that, if we just have a symptom and we mask it with the medication, numbing the body, just totally interfering with the body's proper function, is your problem still there? Of course it is. It's just masking it, so that's not even taking care of it. So if your health is your greatest asset, we have to know what it really is. And what is health? It's not how we look, how we feel. If you open up the dictionary, you can do it in the medical dictionary if you want, it says health, it's the optimal functioning. What's the key word? It's what? Function of your body. Mentally, physically, socially, and spiritually, and it's just not merely the absence of sickness or disease. So health is 100% function of the body. So here's the best part of all. If you're watching this video, what controls all function of the body? It's your brain. Okay, the messages from the brain have to get to the rest of the entire body at 100% function. And that's why we always start with function first. Before we start with or talk about food or fitness or anything like that, if your body's not functioning correctly, all that stuff does not matter. And what allows you to function optimally? Well, your chiropractic adjustment, right? The adjustment is allowing one thing and one thing only. It's allowing you to remove the interference. The messages from the brain can flow to every single part of your body at its optimal God-given potential so you can function the way you're supposed to. So every single time you come in for your adjustment, you're not just driving there or you're not spending time or spending money. You're investing your life. You're going to some place. You're going to your doctor's office to remove the interference, allow you to function better, which is going to allow you to truly be healthy, and that is your most important asset. This is the big idea. The messages from the brain have to flow through the body like a river, out those nerve roots to supply life, health, and healing to every single part of your body at 100%. Your hearts are beating, your lungs are breathing, you're digesting the food that you're eating. 70 trillion cells are living active because your brain's telling it to. So we want to make sure that all the messages from the brain get everywhere at 100% with nothing interfering with it. For instance, if someone cut your head off, what would happen? You die. If I cut the nerve root to your heart, what's going to happen? You would die as well. So is this a belief or is this a fact? It's a 100% absolute fact. This is not a theory. This is not a good idea. This is not, oh, it works for some people. It's not a, well, I'll give this a try. This is the exact law of life that controls you and allows you to even hear me right now. And so the main area we look to is the spine. And the great thing about the nervous system is the only system in your entire body that's totally encased in solid bone. You know, so why do you think your nervous system is the only system totally encased in solid bone? Because it's the most delicate and it's the most important. So when we look at the spine, it does a couple things. The first thing the spine does, it holds you upright, okay? And that is called your posture, right? Absolutely. So your posture is a direct correlation with your health. Right? So be conscious of that posture. That's why we're correcting your spine to correct it to a proper, healthy posture. And the second thing the spine does is it protects. And there's 3 important areas the spine protects. The number 1 area is right here. Protects your brainstem. Just think the Christopher Reeve bone when he broke it, when he damaged right there. The brainstem's the conductor. It controls everything in the body like a conductor. Then the 2 other areas are your spinal cord and the nerve roots coming out. So that's why posture and the corrective care adjustments and the corrective care rehab exercises you do at home are essential for an amazing, healthy, potential body so you can live the life you're supposed to have. What was the most important things you learned in the offices so far? You know, my nervous system controls all function of the body. That covering symptoms and health is not how I look or how I feel. So you have all this new knowledge now and you're excited. And when you have something that's exciting and it's changing your life and that of your families, the first thing you want to do is think, well, who else can I tell? You know, I want to tell this person, I want to tell that person. But sometimes when you go and talk to somebody about it, and especially you know it's going to change them and you know it, you're certain about it, it just kind of goes over their head, or they're just like, oh, that sounds nice, and they're just not really connecting with you on that. And so the best way we could do it is, when we're responsible with the truth, we just want people to know. Their health is their responsibility. You're taking care of yours, I'm taking care of mine. Their health is their responsibility. But we have many ways in your doctor's office that you could help your friends. One way you could do it is ask your doctor, ask permission for them. Your doctor will call them. He could talk and do a consultation over the phone, talk to them. Maybe it's something that they could help with, or he could help with, yes, or she could help with. And number two, you can invite them to the workshops. Remember, when you sat through that workshop, I'm telling you, the light bulb went off. You're like, this is awesome. And so that's why you invite them to a workshop. They would love it. And how about an advanced talk, on another workshop that's going on that talking about nutrition or anything like that. Invite them to those things. Other areas you can invite them to, your doctor, he'll come, he'll talk at your work. Yeah, we'll go to your work. He'll talk at your church if you have a church or a social group, or at your work, or even at your home. I personally, and many doctors in the network, we know they actually will go to your home with 5 people or more, and they'll cater it and talk to them about it. So the most important thing that we're doing here is, if you understand what you're doing and understand the principle of how we're trying to correct your spine and your nervous system, and that's the vessel that in order to get you to the optimal health you want, that's the main goal. We want you healthy and we want you well for one reason, is so you could express your soul purpose. You have gifts, you have talents, you have desires, you have things that you love to do, to be a better parent, to be a better husband or wife or spouse, to take care of your kids better, to be a bigger producer, more productive at work, going towards the cruise ships and not the nursing homes, right? And you cannot get any of that unless you're well. And so how many people do you know that do not know this information, that you're almost hurting in your heart that they need to know this? So for all the people that you know that need to know this, please let your doctor know them. Let your doctor know their name. Hook up a time, either whether it's a talk or an on-phone consultation. And I promise you, just for getting that information to them, you will be a hero. You will play a part in that person's history and biography totally changing. So please, be a hero. Make sure you tell all your friends and family as possible, and set it up with your doctor to get the information they need.